Why did you decide you wanted to talk now?
I felt like it was time. Something about sitting here right now and looking at you and understanding the gravity of the situation, a situation that I, in many ways, put myself in.
Hollywood's golden boy Jonathan Majors is in hot water, but forget steamy scandals or rehab stints. The lawsuit involves shocking allegations that could shatter his career, and what he reveals next will leave you speechless. Is this a calculated move by his ex, or is the truth far more disturbing? Dive in with us for the full story, because in the battle for love and reputation, nothing is off limits. Jonathan speaks up. In his first interview since facing a tumultuous legal battle, Jonathan Majors opens up about his feelings of shock and fear following the jury's verdict. Speaking exclusively to Lindsay Davis on ABC News Live, the actor revealed he was shocked and afraid upon hearing the verdict. "I'm standing there, and the verdict comes down. I say, how is that possible based off the evidence? Based off the prosecution's evidence, let alone our evidence? How is that possible?" Majors shared candidly, reflecting on the moment he learned of his conviction. Despite being found guilty on misdemeanor charges of third-degree assault and second-degree harassment, Majors was also relieved to be acquitted of 2 more serious counts, including assault and aggravated harassment. Looking to the future, he expressed his intent to appeal the verdict, determined to seek justice through the legal process. While he chose not to take the stand during the trial, Majors now sees this interview as an opportunity to share his side of the story and begin the healing process. While highlighting his desire for closure and understanding, Majors felt that he had been silent for too long and it was time to speak up and address some misconceptions. "I'm really blessed. I'm surrounded by people who love me, who care about me, but this has been very, very, very hard and very difficult and confusing in many ways," he said, "but I'm standing." Crying, Majors said that he hasn't seen his daughter due to the case. "Everything has kind of gone away and it's just me now, and my lovely, partner, actress Megan Good, and my dogs," he said. What is the origin of the lawsuit? The civil suit comes nearly 1 year after Majors was arrested for attacking Jabari after a fight broke out over his phone when Jabari saw him receive a romantic text from another woman in March of 2023. The incident, which unfolded in a for-hire SUV in New York City, led to a complex legal saga that saw Majors facing charges of reckless assault against Jabari. While the jury's verdict delivered a mixed outcome, acknowledging Majors' involvement in the altercation but stopping short of attributing intent to harm, the actor expressed a profound sense of regret and remorse, reflecting on the events that transpired. Majors candidly admitted that picking Jabari up that day was one of the biggest mistakes of my life. "I picked her up, I put her in the back of the car, I'm trying to get rid of her, I'm trying to get away from her, as the video shows, he said, "Second biggest mistake of my life, I try to keep her in the car." Recalling the tense moments in the car, Majors described attempting to distance himself from the escalating conflict as captured in the video evidence. However, he acknowledged a lapse in judgment, conceding that his efforts to keep Jabari in the vehicle only exacerbated the situation. The altercation reportedly escalated when Jabari discovered a text message from another woman on Majors' phone, triggering a confrontation inside the SUV. Jabari testified that she tried to grab his phone after seeing a message pop up saying, "I wish I was kissing you." Testimony from the trial painted a vivid picture of the unfolding events, with Jabari recounting how Majors allegedly restrained her hand while holding onto the phone. "It just felt like he was twisting my arm and my hand, trying to make me feel pain," she said in court. In Majors' account, he denied intentionality causing Jabari's injuries, expressing uncertainty about how they occurred. Despite his assertions, prosecutors presented evidence suggesting Jabari suffered physical harm during the altercation, including a fractured finger and visible bruising. Throughout the trial, Majors vehemently denied inflicting harm on Jabari, maintaining that his actions were not driven by malicious intent. "She went to grab the phone, I held the phone, I pulled the phone back. She came on top of me, squeezed my face, slapped me, that's all I remember," he said. He vehemently denied ever knowing how the injuries occurred. "I wish to God I knew. That would give clarity. That would give me some type of peace about it," he said. Rather, he says he was reckless with her heart and said he has never hit a woman, ever. "I'm an athlete, I'm a sportsman, I know my body, I know how it moves, I know my strength, or lack thereof, None of that was employed on her," he said. As the legal proceedings unfolded, prosecutors sought to portray Majors as perpetrating a manipulative pattern of psychological abuse alongside the alleged physical altercation. However, Majors remained firm in his denial of such accusations, asserting his innocence and expressing a desire for clarity and understanding. However, in a revealing turn of events during the trial, previously undisclosed text messages read during this trial shed light on Jonathan Majors' response to Grace Jabari's alleged head injury in September of 2022. According to reports, Majors implored Jabari not to seek medical attention, expressing concern over potential consequences even if she were to fabricate her condition. "It could lead to an investigation even if you do lie and they suspect something. He said, "That was a move to conceal the incident from getting to public notice." When he was asked about those messages, Majors reportedly said that the alleged injuries were fake and that he'd received her text message the morning after an argument. "I received these text messages and I was like, this is literally a nightmare," Major said. "I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what happened. I don't know what injuries you're talking about." Addressing a potential racial dynamic at play, Majors shared his perspectives on the implications of involving authorities as a young black man. Citing potential escalation and trauma in such situation, he suggested that race may have influenced his arrest and subsequent conviction. "From my experience and from my point of view, a young black man in any situation with anyone, honestly. If the authorities get involved in any way, there's going to be conversation, conflict, trauma," he added. So Majors was basically saying that he thought race played a role in him being arrested and convicted. "If you watch those videos and you reverse that and you saw a black man chasing a young white girl down the street, screaming and crying, that man is going to be shot and killed in the streets of New York City," he told Davis. "That black man will feel that." However, a spokesperson for Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg's office opted not to engage in speculation, asserting that their actions speak for themselves within the confines of the courtroom. Further evidence of abuse. During the trial, jurors were presented with a recording in which Majors is heard shouting at Jabari, demanding that she emulate figures like Coretta Scott King or Michelle Obama. "I'm a great man. I do things for my culture and for the world. The woman that supports me needs to be a great woman." Majors was heard on the recording saying, "2 nights ago, you did not do that," which took away from the plan. Jabari interpreted this as an indication that she needed to prioritize Majors above all else. In response to questions about this context of conversation, Majors attempted to clarify his intentions, describing his remarks as an attempt to inspire and motivate, albeit with a flawed execution. "It was me trying to give an analogy of what it is I'm aspiring to be, you know, these great men, Martin, President Obama, and trying to give a reference point to that." Majors told Davis, "I was attempting and did a terrible job at it apparently. I was attempting to motivate, to enlighten, to give perspective as to what it is I was hoping to get out of the relationship," he added. Majors himself was consequentially arrested in March of 2023 following a 911 call in Manhattan, reporting domestic dispute, marking a significant escalation in the ongoing conflict between the two parties. Subsequently, he filed a cross-complaint against Jabari, alleging that he was the one subjected to assault. In a surprising development, Jabari faced her own legal troubles when she was arrested in October of 23 on multiple charges. However, the Manhattan District Attorney's Office later announced its decision not to pursue prosecution, citing a lack of prosecutorial merit in the case. The actor was due to be sentenced on February 6th as was scheduled, but the date was pushed to April 8th after his legal team filed a last-minute motion for the judge to overturn the verdict. He faces up to a year in prison on the 2 counts, though the sentence is unlikely for a first-time offender. Responding to the comments Majors made during the sit-down interview, Jabari's attorney said the actor continues to take no accountability for his actions. His denigration of our jury system is not dissimilar from the above-the-law attitude that he's maintained throughout this legal process, her attorney, Brittany Henderson, said in a statement to a news outlet. The timing of these statements demonstrates a clear lack of remorse for the actions in which he was found guilty and should make the sentencing decision fairly easy for the court. Well, now, all of Hollywood and the whole world is patiently waiting with bated breath for April 8th when the final verdict will be delivered. Will Majors be acquitted, or is he definitely going to jail? Let us know what you think in the comments section below.